And we are live. And tonight, we're going to talk about the stock market. It's crashing right now. The crypto markets are crashing like crazy. Now, we're going to be asking ourselves, is that a good thing? Is that actually a good thing for the economy? Is that actually a good thing for our portfolio? And we're going to be talking about all that coming up after the intro. Give me a second, and let's go.
Hey, yeah, it's all about wealth engineering. Might be something that you're not used to. It's okay, cause I'm here to introduce you to concepts. Time to grow and make big moves. All about crypto, come see. Stocks and business, yes indeed. Got the info that you need. Hosted by my homie JC. Hey, yeah, wealth engineering. Stacking and stacking it up. It's time to generate wealth. Till you living like Scrooge McDuck. Hey, wealth engineering. It's time to show you the game. Till you living like Richie Rich. Till you ballin' like Bruce Wayne. Hey, you ain't gotta be an expert, no problem. It don't really matter where you at, just start it. It'll take time, hard work, and
What's up, guys? This is JC, and welcome to the Wealth Engineering Podcast. So, this is where I create content so that you can learn how to make, keep, and multiply money. And today, technically, this is the podcast, but it's kind of like I had the plan to make it private, to make it that usually I do an exclusive video for my Discord members, especially the one who had signed up to my course. In case you didn't know, I have a course offering on my website, wealthengineering.ca, where I talk about how to make money, especially build wealth over time. And usually I make videos at least once a month, but I try to do it more than that so that we can keep track on what's going on the market right now and plan ahead, right? Be level headed while the masses are freaking out. And right now, there is a lots of reason for the masses to freak out. But hey, we're level headed. We saw it months ago. We saw it weeks ago. And today we're going to be talking about what's currently happening right now in the stock market and also what's next, what you could expect next. But today, as a surprise, I have my new setup. I haven't been online for a while. So I figured I would have this podcast or this exclusive video public so that everyone could see, share it with you and my subscribers. And I hope to see you guys joining in tonight. So as well, and as it will be live as well. So make sure to hit the like, definitely write a comment so that I know you're here. And we're going to be talking about this right now because there's a lot to be talking about. And so I'm actually stand up right now. I have this new setup that I've been working on. I move into my new place. I'm still waiting a couple things to make sure that I'm fully set up. But for now, I'm very happy with this new place. It has everything I need. It's my condo apartment. And I actually bought everything that you've seen in this condo. I actually bought it with my crypto gains. So yeah, crypto is real, guys. You can make some money out of it, and then you can move into the place that you actually want to live. But you can do more than that. I believe that you can actually get wealthy off crypto. I believe crypto is one of the not just the easiest way, but one of the opportunity out there, especially for us millennials to make money. And we don't have a lot of these opportunities, but crypto is definitely one of them. And then we're still ahead of the game. Most people don't know about crypto, so we definitely should learn about it. That's why we make this stream. That's why you sign up to this channel. And make sure you hit the like button. And happy to see you, lovely Valence, as well. Hello, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well. So we're going to be talking about a lot of things tonight, guys. And I won't try to keep this too long, but definitely we're going to hit important points. We're going to be talking about the macroeconomy. I've been following this macroeconomy for the entire year, so I won't be talking a lot about it. But just so that you can understand what's currently happening right now, you have to understand the bigger picture of things and understand how you can fit within it, right? So we're gonna be talking about the inflation rising. You probably heard a lot about that. You see gas prices rising a lot. Definitely not cheap these days. We're also going to be talking about the country's been opening, Canada's been opening, so US been opening. More people are traveling again. Economy is rolling, so that is actually creating a problem for inflation. It's not making it easy to fight inflation, right? And that's why since the beginning of the year, we've seen the stock market being affected and slowly decline. I think it's about 20% down since the beginning of the year, and that have affected crypto market as well. So we're going to be talking about what affected crypto market, where it is right now, what's been happening in the crypto market right now. And I'm making the argument right now it's actually the best time to be buying cryptocurrencies. In my exclusive Discord, I've been talking about that for weeks in months, that you should have your cryptos, your shopping list of cryptos that you want to buy, and you need to wait for the best time to buy it. Well, I'm sounding the alarm, and that's one of the reason also I wanted to make this video public. Is I'm sounding the alarm. We are at the time where you should be starting to be buying cryptocurrencies. I have an interesting graph and chart that I will be showing you that's going to be illustrating that as well. So without further ado, let's get into it. But I wanted to share that in, just give you an update on why I haven't been uploading videos lately. So I'm going to slowly starting to upload again, slowly starting to do streams again. But I'm happy to be connecting with you guys and happy to have you guys on the chat. And if you're watching this on replay, definitely write a comment or say hi, or definitely go from there. But I can't wait to see you guys. All right, guys. So we very quickly, what we last year we were in the bull run, right? In cryptocurrencies, every 4 years there is a bull run, and the way it works, to keep it short, is the bull run starts usually a couple months after the halving. So Bitcoin has an halving where every 4 years, half of the supply of Bitcoins is cut. It's cut by half. That's why they call it the halving. And then in economy, it's basic economy 101, less supply, more demand, or even if demand stays the same, but less supply, that creates price appreciation because more people want what's less available. So you need to increase the price to maintain the same value of this item, right? So that's why usually it takes about a couple months, anywhere from 6, 8 to even a year after the halving for the bull run to start. And there's many different ways you can track the bull run, but usually the way I track the bull run is once Bitcoin starts reaching the top of the previous bull run and it passed the top, that's when you're in a bull run, right? So, for example, from 2017 and we had 2016 and 17, we had a bull run. The price hit 20,000 for one Bitcoin. Then prices started to crash all the way to 3,000 at some point, and then it slowly rose back up. Took many years, 2 years, to rose back up all the way to 20,000 again. And once it rose to 20,000, it broke all the way to, I think the highest we've seen it was close to 60,000. So, and that was the start of the bull run. But this year, something different happened. We did not actually reach the top of the bull run. We did not actually really reach the top. We actually went halfway, a little bit over halfway, and then the altcoin market was going nuts. We had NFTs, right? We had a lot of cryptocurrencies. We had the meme coins going nuts. People taking a group make some money on that. We made some money on that. We had cryptocurrencies like crypto.com, BNB, right? The Ethereum, a lot of cryptocurrencies started blowing up. The altcoins in general do well after Bitcoin starts to pump up. And usually we have about a year of just massive gains in the cryptocurrencies all over the places. And then all of a sudden, we get a crash again, right? We get a crash. Usually the market goes super overvalue and then it corrects itself for a couple years. Now, that's what's happening. That's what started to happen this year. And the reason why this year we didn't go all the way to the top, it's because we had some events happening in the macroeconomy that stopped it from happening, right? First, we had the inflation started to creep slowly, very slowly. We had the threat of war. It's already in December, January, so the market was unstable. Then it was starting to go low. And then we also had officially May 24th, we had the war, right? The war started. So that was a problem because now the war started, and world is unsafe. The world is unsecure. Like they're not sure what's going on, and usually when there is uncertainty in the market, there is instability in the market. Right? Let me repeat that again. Whenever there is uncertainty in the market, there is instability in the market, and people usually go and sell And when they're not sure, they don't take bets, right? They prefer to cover their bets by either selling their position or holding cash, holding stable assets. And that created kind of like a scenario where people started selling, 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 and the tech stocks were decimating, decimated. Started with Netflix, right? Spotify, a lot of tech stocks, even Facebook's, a lot of tech stocks, techs in general, Tesla that made a lot of profit, a lot of them started going down to the point now where if you look at the market right now, and then let me look at it very quick. If you look at the market right now, you'll see that from the beginning of the year in January all the way to now, we're looking at 21% drop in the market. So that's a significant drop, and we haven't even started the recession yet. I've been claiming that we're going to see a recession this year. We were due to receive it last year, but last year we still had the boom market. Crypto was pumping everything up. Meme coins was pumping everything up. So there's a lot of euphoria in the market, but now it's starting to correct itself, and we haven't even started the recession yet, right? But before we move any further, let me say hello to Natasha, Vincent. How are you doing? Thank you for being here and show your support. Here to support for a few minutes. Love that you're back. And the new setup is nice. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yes, this is the new setup. Finally have my desk and my apartment, my new condo apartment here. That was funded by cryptocurrency, guys. So last year was a great year for cryptocurrencies, but I sold after I started seeing some scenarios that were actually not, the bull run was ending. And I did, if you're in my exclusive Discord, we did share that on the group as well. And then I hope you had the plan because we did talk about that a lot, right? Did you hit the like button? What is? Thank you very much. Thank you for doing the moderating work. And hello again, lovely. Hello, Valence, lovely Valence. How are you doing? All right, guys. All right. So that's basically where we are right now, guys. Is the because of the macro aspect of the economy, the market was uncertain. People are not sure what's going on. They're selling their stocks. And tech stocks, where we had the most gains, also had the most losses, right? Now, here's the key: cryptocurrencies is also a segment of the tech industry, right? Technically, you use computers, you use electricity, right? Use a lot of technology algorithm to develop cryptocurrency. So this is still part of the tech. It's the same user developers, programmers, software engineer that does the tech world that transition to the crypto world. So it's still part of tech. So when tech goes down and the stock market goes down in tech, it also goes down in the crypto market. And that was the reason why we did not see a traditional crypto market reach all the way to the top, and that's why we did not see it. Now I'm going to show you clearly what I mean by it did not reach the top, right? And I've shown this before on my channel, but I want to show it again because for people who did not or are not part of my exclusive Discord, you may not have seen this before, but I'm going to be showing you some games, right? I'm going to show you some secret things that keeps me way ahead of the game that not many people know about, right? So we're gonna talk about that. But if you're in my exclusive Discord, we go over that all the time, and we're going to go over it as well here. All right, so let me share my screen with you guys, and I see more people of you coming in. Make sure you hit the like button as you come in, and thank you for being here. All right, guys. So if you see here, what you're currently seeing right now is actually, let me put the BLX chart so you could see more history on that. There you go. So as I was mentioning earlier, I use the previous top of the bull run as a way to track the beginning of the next bull run. So if we're looking at since inception, since we started tracking Bitcoin, right? We're using this log graph, and you can see Bitcoin is following this log graph. We're watching a weekly chart. So every candle here is the price action for Bitcoin in a week. Green means it started the week positive here, it ended here, right? Red means it started the week up, and then it ended on the downside. So this is the candlestick. But I put in green the time that we had a bull run, and I put in red the time that we had a bear market. So I've gone through this before in my exclusive Discord, but for those who are new here that haven't seen this before, this is I go through this all the time, and this is one of the ways I get a large picture of what's happening. You see, I'm watching the entire history of Bitcoin here, so that it allows me to predict the long-term cycles. I make my short-term investments in the same win as the long term cycle, right? It's kind of like, hey, I know I want to go west. I gotta wait until when the wind is blowing west, and when the wind does blow west, I want to make sure I put my sail, I put my boat, I save all my energy, all my food to start unloading and and race to go to that direction as fast as possible. But what I do not want to do, I do not want to start putting my sail to if I want to go west, I do not want to put my sail when the wind is blowing east. Okay, so you don't want to do that. You don't want to prepare your boat against the direction of the wind. You want to follow the wind and then use the wind, leverage the wind so that you can be make safer bet. And that's one of the reason why I call it watching the uncontrollable forces that affects your wealth. One of those forces is long-term cycles. The long-term cycle is more powerful than the short-term cycles. But if you aligned your short-term cycles with the long-term cycles, you are higher probability of being a successful bet, a successful investment, and so on. All right. So just like I was saying before, we've seen bull runs before. We had the first bull run, it lasted 252 days, followed by a bear market that lasted 600 days. Second bull run was in 2013, right? I put the line right here. Actually, let me increase the screen so you could see. I put the line right here, and that was the top. You see, right at the top of this chart right here. Let me zoom in so you could see. Top of the chart right here. We hit the top and we started crashing, and then slowly go back up. And then once the price started to cross the previous top, that's when we officially started the next bull run. But the halving was happening around here a year later. Sorry, the halving started happening here a year later. We started having a bull run, and then that's usually how Bitcoin works. And we try Bitcoin because at any point it could be either 45 to 70% of the entire cryptocurrencies. So by tracking the action of Bitcoin, you understand the move of all the other Bitcoins, because usually the altcoins follow what Bitcoin does, right? Bitcoin crash, altcoin crash. Bitcoin boom, altcoin boom, right? So next bull run started 2013, lasted all the way to 2000 end of 2013, started crashing, and this one was 280 days, and then it lasted 1,218 days before we started to see another upside again, right? This bull run in 2017, I want to the one that got most people into crypto. This is where cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin started from $1,000 all the way to $20,000. Okay. And that was 252 days, almost a year. And then it took 1,078 days for the price to correct itself and then slowly go back up to reach 20,000 again. And here at the bottom of the curve, this is when you see the what used to be the previous top, right? And that's how you know you started the bull run, is when the previous top becomes the support, and then we kind of like a resistance, and then we break that resistance, boom, we're going to start to go again. Now this year, or last year should I say, December 2020, this is actually one of the very first time in Bitcoin history that we started the bull run way earlier than before. Usually it takes about a year, 8 9 months, even a year after the halving for Bitcoins to start blowing up and start the the bull run. But this time, 6 months after the halving, we had the halving in May last year. Sorry, in May 2000, basically, yeah, May 2020, and then December 2020. That's when we started seeing Bitcoin blowing up. Bitcoin blew up right there a couple of months after, and then the pattern for it, it's supposed to go all the way to the top. So we were supposed to see Bitcoin reaching $100,000 at the top of the cycle, and then that's when we know we would have reached the top and started to correct itself. Now actually this graph should adjust itself, where the curve should be more like here, because that's where we reach the top. And then we have to adjust this pattern because it's not accurate anymore, because we were supposed to reach the top here at 100K. We did not. As you can see, however, we were right in the halfway. We reached, and the halfway point was around 67K. So we got there, and we had another leg to go. And I was waiting for this leg because this is where most of the massive gains happen. But it lasted 343 days before it started really crashing. All right. And then usually, right, it got the halfway in 154 days. Then it had a capitulation period. And usually around 250 days, 280 days, that's when the bull run ends. But here it was still going sideways. And we were seeing some signs that it could have gone up, right? It could have gone here, here, here. But it broke the pattern, the uptrend. And then that's when we knew when this happened, we were starting to say that, hey, this is bad news for cryptocurrencies. We should watch out, because that could be the end of the bull run, and start making planned sales. By the way, we were doing that on the previous masterminds. We were doing that on the exclusive discords. So that's why I'm saying it's good to have an idea of what's going on and keep an eye on it. All right. So now you could see, just like before, when we start the bear market, we usually reach below this log curve, right? And if you look at every bear market, whenever we touch this green light right here, whenever we touch this green light on the bottom log curve, it always has been the best time to buy Bitcoin. And also that means it also has been a great time to buy other cryptocurrencies that's going to be booming, especially one that are rooted in strong fundamentals, right? So that's what we've been doing here. And guess what's happening right now? A couple of weeks ago, we touched the green line, but we did something even better than touch the green line. We also went below the green line. Okay. So this is important because right here, we had a scenario where we touched and went below this green line. If you had bought Bitcoin at $4,000, then and you were waiting for the top where you could have made, well, if it had reached $100,000, you would have made that. But if not, even at selling it at 50K, it's still a 10x, slightly more than 10x on your investments, right? You buy it around $5,000, $4,000, you could sell it at $50,000. Even on Bitcoin, you could have done a 10x. And my average gain on my crypto portfolio last year was basically 10x. I did 8 of my position 10x, and 2 of my position went more than 10x. All right. So this was a great year for cryptocurrencies. And this is going to happen again. Mark my word. It's just a cycle, just like you're seeing it here. Green, red, green, red, right? The green is where you make money. And then red is where most people sells, right? But if you were buying on the red period and you were selling on the green period, you would have always made massive profits in your investments. And last year, the average investing in your portfolio would have been 10x. If you did this very well, starting from the bottom here, around 5K to 4K Bitcoin, and selling it at the top of the cycle, where it reached 50K, 60K, and it stayed very long around that price. So you had plenty of time to sell Bitcoin at 50K if you had bought it at 5K. All right. And that the reason why I'm sharing that with you is because I want you to understand the pattern. I want you to understand how it works. And I want you to start planning for it right now. Because again, I'm making this video public. Usually I talk on it on my exclusive Discord for people who are buying my course and staying with the community out there, sharing knowledge, participating. But today, to celebrate my new setup, I haven't been online for a while, and I won't be able to connect to more. So definitely wanted to join in you guys and then share with you some knowledge, some gains, and see what we could do, guys. See what we could learn together and make some money together, guys. That's why we're here. So I'm sharing this video public with everyone, all my subscribers. So make sure you hit the like button. Also share this video because I don't always make this exclusive video public. I usually keep it for my either Patreon or Discord. But hey, today it's public, and you're getting some games, guys. You're getting some games. This is the knowledge that if you had known this couple years ago, you could have made massive gains last year, right? But don't worry about it. Your chance will come again. Just like you see here, it's a pattern: green, red, green, red. And what are we doing right now? What are we doing right now? We're starting another red pattern. Okay. We're starting another red pattern. And then there you go. We're going to draw it together. And we're going to do this. Give me a second. Let me make my screen bigger. So, what are we doing here, guys? We're starting another pattern that we don't know how long it's going to be. And we cannot necessarily be thinking that it's going to be just like the other ones because the bear market, the bull market was not like the other ones. We did not reach the top of the cycle. So maybe we won't have as long of a bear market as we had before. This one was 1,000 days, right? This is well over 2 years, right? 3 years before it started reaching the top again. This one was 12,000 days and 1,218 days, right? This one was 600 days. So that's still 2 years. So we don't know. It could be anywhere from 2 years to 4 years before we get to this, or it could be less. We don't know. One thing for sure that we know is this bull run is different than the other bull run because why? We did not reach the top of the cycle. We went halfway. So maybe we'll reach half the time for the bear market. Time will tell. We don't know. But what we can say is whenever in the past we had crossed the bottom of this green line right here, it has always been a great time to buy Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, especially Ethereum, all right, ADA, right, the strong fundamental cryptocurrencies, BNB, right? And if Bitcoin crash, all of these cryptocurrencies are crashing. So you can scoop all of them at a discount. You can scoop all of them at a discount and lock some massive profit. And maybe you want to sell it at 10x in a couple years from now, right? What type of investment can give you 10x on your return, right? You put $1, you get $10. For every $1 you put, you get $10 back only in 3 years, right? What type of other investment can you do that on? Not many, especially not many with low risk. Cryptocurrencies is definitely technically high risk, but if you make your timing right, you definitely limit the amount of risk you expose yourself into. And that's what we're seeing right now. All right. So I'm not sure how long this will take. Could be anywhere between 200 days, 600 days, and well, I would say anywhere between 300 days and 1,000 days. We don't know, but one thing for sure, it's we're slowly getting on the bottom of that trend, and then the best time to buy is usually after it crossed that bottom here, because as time goes on, it's going to be following this path, and then it's slowly going to get this. Look at this. We'll never see prices at 4,000 again for Bitcoin. We've never seen prices at $300 for Bitcoin again. But there was a time, just like the here, never seen Bitcoin at $1 again. But there was a time, even at $1, people were saying Bitcoin was going to crash, it was going to fail, and then it was not going to go up anymore. Even here at $200, people were going to say the same thing. But what you could see is on the pattern here, whenever it touched the green, it always goes back up, and it never reached but this level again. It reached the bottom of this curve, but not at that level. So right now, what you think is being crashing right now at $20,000 is actually a cheap price for the future. Okay, based on this pattern, assuming that it doesn't mean past performance guarantees future results, but if we're making an educated guess, the probability of this pattern keeps going, at the very least, the same trend is higher than just a 50-50 tossing coin, right? So that's what we're playing a game of probability. We want to put the odds in our favor. And right now, if you're buying at this time, start buying cryptocurrency at this time. Not financial advice, but make your own. This is for educational purpose only. but you make your own decisions based on the information you're given, right? So very quickly, I wanted to go. I have another chart to show you guys that's going to be even better, to show you the timing of where we are right now and how much more gains you can make. I have another chart to show you. Let me set that up. Give me a second. But before I do that, I also wanted to share with you some articles that are happening right now, where just to give you a sense of what's happening in the market and what you could see ahead, right? What you can expect to see ahead, because the further we can see, the further we can plan for it, the better we can prepare for it, right? We want to make sure we prepare for it, and that's how we can make money. So everyone is selling, freaking out. You are planning, you are buying, you are planning for the future, and you're making some money. This Forbes article came out, why inflation is so high. So in my channel, I talk a lot about inflation, why it's so high. So definitely you want to read this, give this a read. This is for the common investor, but if you follow my class, you should have a clean idea on why, right? CPI data was particularly disappointing, saying that CPI growth fell to 8.3% in April, 8.5 in March, right? Just the economy going bad. And guys, this is a problem, because if we keep having this drop over and over, usually if we have 6 months in a row, 2 quarters in a row where we're getting a bad GDP, right? It's actually a risk for recession, where we can officially start recession. And it seems that the market is preparing for that. The market is adjusting their price right now in a way that they're getting ready for the announcement of a recession, right? And inflation remains number one's enemy for the Federal Reserve, which is trying to increase interest rate, but they cannot do it too aggressively, because if they do, then it could affect the economy, and it could create a problem, recession, right? So that's why they cannot go super aggressive, and they have to go carefully on how they approach the interest rate. But if they don't raise the interest rate, then it's going to cause more problem, more people are going to lose faith on the US dollars, and the inflation is also going to rise. So they're actually having pressure from the public here, and especially with the elections coming in, more pressure. They're feeling the pressure, and they want to fight inflation so that they can make gas prices affordable, right? But to do that, you have to raise interest rate. But if you do that, you're going to create a problem. So definitely give this article a read, um, to see, just to get a sense of what's going on. But one thing I wanted to show you in this article is this. Look at that. Could inflation help spark a recession? You see, they're slowly starting to talk about this. And if you watch the news carefully, I've been talking about this since last year. Let me look at you in the eyes, right? Let me look at you in the eyes as I say this. Since last year, I've been talking to you guys. I've been saying, hey, watch the language. Watch the language that the media is going to use when you watch CNBC, when you watch Finance, Yahoo Finance, when you watch Bloomberg. Definitely watch what they're saying, but listen to what they're saying in their language, the language, right? They usually tell you when it's too late. When they start telling you you should prepare for a recession, you should know that you already are in a recession. They're just training you to accept the massive news that is coming. And we're seeing articles like this coming more and more frequent. But I could have predicted that since last year, because of what the economy was doing, because especially of how much money was printed. But their language back then was, hey, everything is a great buy. Everything is a great buy. You should buy stock. You should buy Tesla. You should buy Tex. You should buy green energy. You should buy everything, right? Now it's like, hold on. Things are not as green as we thought it was. The Fed is facing a difficult balancing act, right? Needing to raise interest rate aggressively to bring down inflation without triggering a US recession. But why are they talking about US recession right now? Why were they not talking about it last year? While last year everyone was buying, we still were at the threat, Gas price was still rising slowly, right? But everything was booming, so there was no need to alert the population that we're going to hit a recession. However, we were due in recession since 2018, right? Since 2018, we were due for a recession, but hey, it's no time to let you know about it. But now it is because there is no way to avoid it, right? Rising interest rate increased borrowing costs for companies and consumers, weighing in on the economy activity. Up to this point, the U.S. labor market has been solid, but the S&P 500 down 18.6% year to date. And actually, if you check today, it's even more than that. It's 21.8% year to date. And it's a problem, right? Declining reflects concern on Wall Street that the economy may not take spiking interest rate in stride. And why are they not doing that? Why they're not happy about spiking interest rate is because they know if you borrow money and you raise the interest, you're gonna have more monthly payment, and you may have to default on your loan. And the only way this happens so fast it's because of money loan. Money being loaned to companies, and these companies are buying back their own shares, raising the evaluation on each of these companies, especially in the tech sector, create and inflate a massive bubble. Now, all of these loans are not paid for yet, and then the interest rate are rising all over the place. Why? Because they have no choice. Gas prices in here where I'm at, I can see a gas station right here, not far from where I live right now, and it's $218 a liter, right? So in the US, you guys use gallon. Not that long ago, we almost hit $10 a gallon in California. We actually hit $10 in California. So $10 a gallon, guys. And let me tell you this, guys. This is just the beginning. Let me look at you in the eyes as I say this. This is just the beginning. Get used to it. And you should brace yourself for impact because that's the purpose of this channel, guys. We give you a heads up of what's coming. You prepare for it. But if you're level headed while the masses are freaking out, you can find opportunities to make massive gains out of it. All right. So get ready, guys. This is just the beginning. Now people are starting to accept the reality. The news is starting to talk about recession. You're going to see it on Forbes. You're going to see it on CNBC, on Bloomberg, on YouTube. Everyone is talking about videos about crash. But I could have made that prediction 2 years ago, but it wasn't time then to accept the news. Now it is, and now you should prepare for it. All right. So this is where we are on the macro aspect. What does that mean? That means tech stocks is going to be staying low, not rising. The stock market just started to crashing. At least crypto is crashing, right? Crypto is really crashing. I mean, we lose all the gains, most of the gains that we had last year, and then we are talking about like less gains than before. Last year we were talking about 67. Now we're 20,000 in Bitcoin, so it's not good, right? We're basically right at the where we started the bull run. We started at 20,000. Now the Bitcoin is at about 22,000, fighting to stay in this level. But this is a problem. This is a problem because look what happened, guys. Let me turn that off for now so that you can see something very clearly. Look what happened, right? This is the 29 level, $30,000 Bitcoin. We broke this in force. The price went raging high, correct itself, and then it's kind of like a rocket trying to land. And then let's start booming again. But it lose momentum. It crashed, and it landed on the line until it broke the line. Once it broke the line, the previous support, it broke the line and it started crashing. Now, what do I say all the time on my Discord, guys? When we break the previous support, we're going to test the next support. All right. So that means the chances to be seeing $19,000 Bitcoin in the next couple of days is very high. Now, when you add that we're very close to officially announcing recessions, when the media is already talking about recession every day, that means we're very close to this announcement that the Fed is already changing their language. Before, Inflation was a transitory event. It was just like the wind, you know? Inflation prices are rising. Don't worry about it. It's transitory, like the COVID. It's here. It's not here to stay. It's here to go, right? Just a couple months. Don't worry about a couple months. Will be no inflation. 2 years later, oh man, I don't know, man. We got $10 a barrel, a gallon, $10 a gallon gas, right? Not good. Not good, right? We got bread raising, rent raising, everything is rising in price. Inflation's still there. Now even the Fed has to go back on the radar, say, "Oh, you know what? We don't want to say inflation is transitory anymore. We're taking measures. We're going to increase interest rate." Basically, they're saying it's here to stay, right? They're basically saying that it's here to stay. Buckle up. And because it's here to stay, because they're going to have interest rate, because they're going to have to fight it, we're going to see more down pressure pushing not just crypto market but the entire economy. And that's why we're definitely not only going to see 19,000, but the probability, and let me repeat that again, the probability of us breaking this support line are still very high because of the macroeconomic trend. And if we break this pattern here, the next support is this $11,000. So, although it's a great time to buy, I wouldn't be loading up everything right now. Right now, it's a great time to dollar cost average. I made a stream, a collab with the Intentional Millionaire, with Perry Unlikely, with Sam Sia, other YouTubers, and I shared it on my community tab a couple weeks ago before I moved in. All right. So, talk about what is dollar cost average. To keep it simple, it's something that, let's say, every week you buy $100 worth of cryptocurrencies every week. You spread your risk. It's right now is a beautiful time to start dollar cost average. And to be honest, me personally, this is not the time for me to pursue to dollar cost average, because why? I showed you the pattern before. When we break the pattern at the lower price, it has always been in the past just the best time to buy cryptocurrencies. So I'm going a little bit more aggressive than I would have if I was in a bull run market, for example, right? But all that to say, we might very well see in the next, by the end of the year, a test of that 19,000. This is weeks. This is just weeks from now, right? 19,000 cryptocurrencies. We might see this just weeks from now. And then once we see this, we're going to be testing this line. We might rebound for it and then retest it again, or you might just break it. And if we break it, the next step is definitely $13,000, $14,000, but it could also very well be $11,000. You might see that $11 or $12,000 Bitcoin in a nutshell. And there is a higher chance for us to see this because look at this. Look at how much history we have on this price line. And this is on a weekly chart, guys. So we had many weeks of actions testing this line right here, a lot more than we had with 19,000, right? So we're definitely going to see closest to 11,000 again, which could be the very best time to buy Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Or if you don't want to buy Bitcoin, you want to buy your altcoins, so now could be the good time, and the next couple of weeks will be the great time. And then I would say load up on it as well, because for the next couple of years, we're slowly going to climb back up. And then when the bull run starts again, that low, the low of the market, the low of the bear market, you will never see it again. Just like we had it last, the low of the last bear market was at $3,000. Even when CV19 happened, we had a drop at $4,000, but you never saw $3,200 price again for Bitcoin. And despite saying that we're going to see a price drop, the chances to see $3,000 Bitcoin gains are very low. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying it's extremely low. But the chances for us to see $10,000 are very high, especially when you factor the war, more pressure happening with Taiwan and China, Inflation is going to rise. Gas prices, commodity prices are rising. Food prices, fertilizers are rising. Everything's rising. So we're definitely going to see that. Now, here is the chart I have before I wrap up for today. Here is the chart I wanted to show you the where we are in the cryptocurrency market. So this is just for cryptocurrency market. Despite everything I just mentioned, the macroeconomy, the price pressure that could trigger an $11,000 price, $12,000 price, I want you to pay attention to this. This is another graph that I look to understand what's happening in the pattern. Right now, I want to show you something. Every time it goes from green, it curves, switch to red, and then the red is a downtrend. Right? Look what's happening here. It goes up, the price goes up. This is a lagging indicator. Price goes up first, the indicator goes up. Price goes up, the indicator goes up. This is the average result of what we're seeing here. And then at some point, we start the price going down, and then the price action that used to go above this curve starts to cross the curve and then go below this curve. My mentor actually called this quicksand. It's used as a quicksand, and then it's kind of like sinking the price down, and it stays on the bottom of the quicksand until it gets to a point where it crosses back up and starts pumping again. Right now, whenever we see the curve happen and it switches from green to red, it's a very long time before it goes back to green again. But the lower part of this cycle has always been kind of at the beginning of the curve, right? Beginning of the curve. And then look, this is where we hit $168 after it went down, but the price stayed kind of like around that price range, 168 and 200, and it started to go back up, and we will never seen $168 again. Look at what happened a couple years ago. We had $20,000 Bitcoin, price crashed, quicksand happened, started to swallow the price in. It started to resist, and then it swallowed price even more. Boom, huge price crash from $6,000 all the way to $3,000. Right now, what happened at the beginning of the curve? That's when we saw the lowest point. And I want to show you something. When the price action started to go below the pattern here it even dropped at 40%. Right? If you want to be specific, this is a 41% drop after it broke this pattern here. The bottom was 41% from here. Okay, the bottom to time the perfect bottom here, we were at 41% from this. Now let's see how much we were here, because what are we doing here? We're using data to try to estimate the bottom of the bear market to get the absolute best price possible. Right here, we had a drop of 55% from when we broke the red pattern and started go right from 55, 41%, right? And then here, look at what's happening right now. We are at the beginning of the red curve, just like we were here. Beginning of the red curve, price broke the red pattern, and price action is below the pattern, just like here. Beginning red, price action below, and then we are already, as of today price, we are already at 37% drop from the bottom of here. Now, if we do anything close to what we have done last year, we might do 41 or 40 something, 40%, 45%, and that would lead us at $19, but we might do something even worse. We might go even here at 60%. But the thing is, it's very hard to time here at $11,000. It may never reach that. We don't know. But what we do know, it has already reached 36%. We've seen in the past where it reached 50%. This is 40%, and this is a huge test line for Bitcoin. So the chances to reach 46% are very high. And usually we haven't seen 100% crash from the bottom, right? We haven't seen that before. It doesn't mean it can't happen, but that means if we haven't seen it before, it's less likely to happen. But we hear it would be 65%. And this is where I'm like, I don't know. But one thing I do know for sure is right now, I would estimate that, hey, we're very close to reaching the bottom. I would start buying. And even if I reach lower than this, I would still buy because over time, what does that have? What does that's going to do? It's going to create this perfect setup to create to buy cryptocurrencies at the best price possible, but you have to see it on a long-term approach. And by long term, I'm talking about 2, 3, 4 years down the line, not the same year. Because if you do it the same year and you start buying massively here and it crash right here and you decide to sell, that's a problem. You sold at a loss. But if you had hold it, you buy here, it price crash it here, you wait a year later, you would at least break even. Just like what happened here. Price crashes here, assuming you bought it here, you waited, and that was 2018, you waited a year later, 2019, you break even. And then from that point on, a year later, you wait and you could have done 2 more years and you would have made a 10x on your investment. Again, how many investments do you know can give you 10x on your investments on your initial investment after 3 years? It's not that long. 3 years pass very fast. Okay. So that's how you build wealth, guys. You try to time the market, you study it. Cryptocurrencies is the one that gives you opportunity to do 10x. Are we going to see massive 10x all over the place again? Maybe, maybe not. We don't know. But what you are going to see is the pattern. I showed you the pattern earlier. And right now, based on past history, we are getting close to the bottom of this bear market in cryptocurrencies. We may even go lower than estimated because of the big pressure that's happening in the world, the macroeconomic aspects, the big recessions that could even lead to a depression. I still believe that will happen in a couple of years. But for now, right? We might see we the chances to see $19,000 Bitcoin is very high. The chances to see $12,000 is still high, but over the course of 4 years, this region right here will be the best time to buy cryptocurrencies. All right, this region right here, when Bitcoin is on that region right here. Actually, I should make it even include that point right here. That region right here is the best time to buy Bitcoin. And not just Bitcoin, strong fundamental cryptocurrencies that are based in research, that are based in community, that are based in strong fundamental cryptocurrencies like Ethereum, like BNB, like Cardano, maybe even XRP, right? Still has strong fundamental. Maybe a little bit more risky now because of the lawsuit, but it's still better than a lot of the meme coins, right? Still better than a lot of the meme coins out there. So definitely keep that in mind, guys. Keep that in mind. We are heading towards the best time to buy cryptocurrencies. Definitely the beauty. If you don't know what to buy Bitcoin. If you don't know what to buy Bitcoin. But if you have your shopping list and no more than 5 cryptocurrencies in this period, guys, no more than 5 cryptocurrencies you should have in your portfolio. But I want you to load up, get quality cryptocurrencies, and get a large quantity in those quality cryptocurrencies. I want you to load up like massively, right? Massive load up, and then get ready, hold it long term. Have at least a 5 year mindset on it, and then maybe in 3, 4 years you might sell it, right? But what you don't want to do is put short term money in there that you're going to need in a couple months, and you put it right now because now this is not the time for quick profit. This is a time to buckle up and get ready for the long term, right? So that's basically what I wanted to go over, guys, today. Didn't want to keep this stream for too long, but based on what's going on right now is the best time to buy Bitcoins. Definitely dollar cost average. If you're not sure, make a list of the 5 top cryptocurrencies you want to buy. I've been talking about that for weeks and weeks. I have shared a lot of news, a lot of data, a lot of research on my Discords, exclusive Discords. If you are a member, If you have purchased my course, you will have access to a lifetime on my exclusive Discord where I share information. I'm going to be sharing the information from last month and this month from our fellow insider cryptocurrency researcher and stock insiders as well. So the best type of information you can get in investing is insider information, and I invest a lot of money to acquire those informations. So that's all I wanted to talk today. So this is kind of like a podcast slash the mastermind, but again, I wanted to connect with you guys and to connect with you and make sure that we follow up. You can see my new setup, and then I'm going to get to the trend again of making more content so that we can connect more and ride this bear market together so that we can make massive profits. All right. So I know I've been receiving some private messages that I'll respond to, and also I'll say hi more on the Discord group. But if you haven't done so already, thank you, Natasha Vincent, for sharing the links. You can join the Discord channel right here, and there's even a free version. So if you can join the free version and ask a question, and if you're interested, definitely sign up to the course, and then get your lifetime membership there, and we'll go from there. With that said, guys, thank you very much, lovely Vincent. Thank you very much, Natasha Vincent. Sorry, lovely Valence. My bad, lovely Valence, and Natasha Vincent. And then thank you very much. Can you guys tell I'm actually stand up? I set up my stand up desk. So when I have a stand up desk, I can sit down, I can stand up. Very happy about it. I've been waiting for this so long. So again, my new setup here, my new condo, love it. I have a gym downstairs. So on July 21st, we're starting to work hard, and not just working on my financial health, but also working on my health, right? Your health is your wealth. You got to have balance in all aspects of your life. And I want to start making content about that too. So, guys, with that said, that's it. That's what I wanted to talk about. And we'll talk on the next one. See you soon.
Hey, yeah. It's all about wealth engineering. Might be something that you're not used to. It's okay, cause I'm here to introduce you to concepts. Time to grow and make big moves. All about crypto, come see. Stocks in business, yes indeed. Got the info that you need. Hosted by my homie JC. Hey, yeah. Wealth engineering. Stacking and stacking it up. It's time to generate